Well, hello, you beautiful son of a bitch, and welcome back to another monthly favorites video. So it is currently March, and that is a month that precedes the month of February. Yes, you're welcome. I'm very smart. You don't need to tell me twice. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the things that made February awesome. Other than the fact that it was my birthday month. And thank you guys for your lovely birthday wishes, by the way. So, as I usually do with these videos, I'm going to be going over movies, TV shows, music, games, food, and finally the best thing of the month. So, starting with movies, again, I think that this is something that you guys... Sorry, I hate... You okay? Are you okay? I hit you right in the earlobe. So there's something that you guys probably expect of me, and that is that I watch a lot of fucking movies. Like, I rewatch a lot of stuff, but I also just love movies. So I have a lot to tell you guys about, and just go on faith that any movie I talk about is something that my girlfriend hadn't seen either, so that was probably why I rewatched it. So one of the things that we rewatched was Seven. Which it's like, if you look up how the movie is actually spelled, it's like S-E, the number 7, and then E-N. I don't know why, but that's how they spelled it. And it's a fantastic movie. If you guys have ever seen like the whole meme of what's in the box, that's what that is from. So, yeah, in addition to it just being kind of a meme at this point, it's also just a fantastic movie. It is a film noir movie. It's basically like a crime thriller type thing, and it deals with the 7 deadly sins, which is also another reason why it's very interesting. And I don't really know if this is spoiling anything, but because he's like in the fucking title sequence, but Kevin Spacey is the main bad guy, and he got a lot canceled, and so like it's kind of funny to see him playing like a creepy character when he's kind of a creepy dude in real life too. So yeah, no, but don't take away that from the fact that it's a great movie and you guys should absolutely watch it. If you like darker tone movies, you'll really like it. We also rewatched, or I had never seen this, but we watched Clue, which is like a 1983 movie, I think, based off of the board game. And like, because it's based off the board game, there's like several endings to the movie, and it gets kind of confusing and stuff, but there is a decent level of humor in the movie, which I like. There's some fat ass titties in the movie. Look, I'm not a guy who just points out titties and like, oh wow, look at those titties, but this movie like just shoves them in your face. Like, it's like this lady is just walking down steps and the camera is just like, hey, look at these titties. So I'll say it, you know, if that's a movie, if you're the type of person that likes movies because there's titties in it, man, are you gonna love Clue. Also, we rewatched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which my girlfriend had not seen, and we were talking about how, like, you know, we've been watching just a lot of like mystery type movies, as you probably can tell. And that was one of always my favorite because there's like a lot of twists and turns with it. And another reason that Who Framed Roger Rabbit is fantastic is I think it might be one of the first, if not the first, great example of live action plus animated movie. And like, there's really like no other fucking movies like that come to mind that do it as well. And this is a movie that came out like in the 80s and was still like just so great, you know? So another thing that's really weird about that movie is that it has both WB characters and Disney characters. I don't know how they got the fucking rights to be able to do that, but yeah, it's a great movie. You guys should definitely check it out. Also, I'm just going to try to like compile these, you know, I won't talk about them at length every single time, but I watched the new Bond movie, No Time to Die, and you know, I didn't absolutely love it. I don't even think there was really like something that stood out. Like, if you think about Bond movies, there always should be something that kind of stands out to you. So like Casino Royale was fantastic because of the parkour aspect, and then the bad guy was actually kind of like, you know, actually cool in that one. And this one, I don't know. There just really wasn't anything that got me. I think that Skyfall is still probably my favorite of the new Bond movies. Because it's just fantastically told. I think the writing speaks for itself on that one. So Bond movie. We also have been rewatching all of the Mission Impossible movies. So I started my girlfriend out with 3 because look, we could go off on a tangent with this, and I'm going to try not to, but the movies before Mission Impossible 3 aren't really that good. So like, look, if I was to tell you, because you're probably like, your eyes are probably glazing over right now saying like, oh God, Mission Impossible. Oh my God. I remember I've introduced so many people to this series, and it's like, everyone has that preconceived notion that it's almost like a Fast and Furious type of thing where it's like, oh my God, they're making another one. With the Fast and Furious franchise, I completely understand why people have glazed over eyes, and it's just like freaking annoying. Did this pause? No. Okay, sorry. The anime sometimes will just stay on like a frame, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Anyways, sorry. But yeah, like the Mission Impossible movies, like so goddamn good, and each one gets so exponentially better. Like it's absurd. Not only the fact that Tom Cruise is an absolute mad lad who actually does his own stunts, and like the motherfucker went into space for a movie, like for Mission Impossible. He's like, yeah, I want to go into space. Like, but like every movie, there is something like that. It just makes it so fun to watch. So starting, honestly, 4 is my favorite. But 3 is where they start to get really good. So if you haven't seen any Mission Impossible movies, start with 3, because the first 2 don't really matter. It's kind of setting up the universe. And not to mention the first 2, I think, came out like 20 years or 10 years before 3. So it's almost like 3 is a reboot, but not really. So I don't know. I just want to tell you, go watch Mission Impossible. Start with 3 and then watch the rest of them up till 6. And then the last movie that I really wanted to highlight is a movie that I have never actually seen, and it is a Wes Anderson movie, which is, it's rare for me to not see a Wes Anderson movie or even know of one, but it is Moonrise Kingdom. Never had seen Moonrise Kingdom previous to this month, and I heard from so many people that it was fantastic, so of course I had to check it out. And much like Wes Anderson loves to do with his movies, this one was really great, and it was very indie film feeling, and I love the way it was directed. I love the way it was written. The problem, it's not even really a problem. It's just like, oh God, it was a little bit awkward to watch, because essentially the movie is about like 2 kind of outcast kids that run away. One runs away from a camp that he's staying at, and the other one runs away from her family, where she kind of feels like an outcast with this big family. So they run away together, and they kind of like fall in love. So it's a story about 2 kids falling in love, but like there's like a scene where like they're like kissing for the first time and shit, right? And like she's like, yeah, you can use tongue if you want. And then like he starts like tongue kissing her, and then like later in the movie she's like, you can feel my breasts if you want. And then they're like 12 or 10 or around to that area, and they're just like feeling titties. And I'm just like, this is not okay. Like, what the fuck? Like, who wrote this? Who put this in here? Like, the way I like to think about it was like, it's obviously an artistic thing. It's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny in the context of like, oh, this is goofy, silly, fun. Like, you would really have to see the movie to understand like where I'm coming from with this. But even like from an artistic point of view, I'm like, that seems kind of like not okay. Just gonna say, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. It's not really that I had a problem with it. I was just kind of like awkward. I'm sure you've seen plenty of movies where like you're sitting there and like something happens and you're just like, oh no, oh God. That's what that was. So yeah, that is, those are the movies I wanted to highlight this month. As far as TV shows, so my mom came down for my birthday, which was the 19th of February, and around that time, I had gotten done watching Ultimate Beastmaster like months ago. And the thing with me and Ultimate Beastmaster, I've already gone off on a fucking tangent about it, but I'm going to do it again. Ultimate Beastmaster is like a competition show where a bunch of people are doing like American Ninja Warrior type like obstacle courses. Okay. And it's the first season is hosted by Terry Crews. It's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, like just watch like one episode, because it like gets you hooked. Like I was addicted to that show, even though it's only 3 seasons. I was actually seriously like just nightly watching it. So I had finished watching it. Thank God, because I was like, so much of my productivity was down because I was like just addicted to that show. But then my mom came, and like she's a fitness instructor and a Pilates instructor and a physical therapist, and so like she did I mention bodybuilder? She's also a bodybuilder, and so she's like very into fitness and stuff, and I'm like, hey mom, have you ever heard of Ultimate Beastmaster? And so of course I had to show her that, and yeah, so we spent like a few days as she was here for pretty much like a week. We spent a few days definitely watching just a bunch of Ultimate Beastmaster, and that was fun. Other than that, I have been watching Shaman King, which is, I would roll this up, but I don't, like, my muscles are way too big to roll up enough for, I'm just kidding. You can definitely see. So this tattoo is from Shaman King. There's a character in Shaman King that named Faust the Eighth. Sorry, should I keep flexing for you guys? Check out them puppies. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Yeah. There's a character named Faust the Eighth, and he's a necromancer, and he has like these really sick, like almost tribal type tattoos. And I remember like when I was 18 or even like 16, I was like, I want one of those tattoos one day, and so I got it. Anyways, not talking about tattoos. We're talking about Shaman King. Shaman King is probably the only manga that like I religiously read during my teen years, and like obviously I had a Shonen Jump, so I would read through all the other ones like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho. What were the other ones? One Piece. I don't know. I think those were the other ones I remember. But obviously I would read those other ones, but Shaman King is what, it just hooked me. The art style, everything. Shaman King was just great. And there was a show for Shaman King, I think back in like 2005 or like around in that era. And it was like, it was okay. It was sort of well received, sort of not. And for me, like it felt incomplete. Like at the very end of the series, it basically just stops. Like it's like, oh, here's this crazy final battle, and then okay, it's done. It's done. Just no like resolution, no nothing. And so it really felt like incomplete kind of anime. And I was always hoping that there would be another like crack at making a really great Shaman King series. And Netflix fucking did it. Yes. So I've been watching this nightly with my girlfriend, and my initial thoughts that I can tell you about it is obviously the animation is way better because it's like, 2021 is when it came out. So the animation's way better. The thing that is that I think like their pacing is way better, but because they're kind of speeding up some things, you miss out on a lot of character development, especially in the beginning when it's the most important. So that's one thing that I kind of am like, that kind of ticked me off. There's a couple also, there's a couple characters like from the original anime that are like Latino characters, if you will, and like they're given like hello, my name is Ryu, like those kind of voices, right? And in this series, like here we are expecting him to sound like that, when we're watching it, and he comes out, he's like, hey, how's it going? My name is Ryu, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like they just completely butchered a couple of characters' voices, and it's like really jarring to watch because every time they speak, you're like, that's not what you sound like. It's kind of strange. So I would say so far it's like it is better than the original. I'm gonna give it that. What isn't better than the original though is the motherfucking theme song, man. Original Shaman King theme song. Do yourself a favor, look that up and watch it, because like it gets you hyped. But I don't know. I think so far I like it. I like it a little bit more than the original because of the pacing, but I don't like it because of the music and the characters. So it's sort of a toss-up. Oh, and the animation. Animation in the new one's dope. So yes, that is it for TV shows. Unless I really want to mention that I've been falling asleep to American Dad, but, I always fall asleep to like some sort of animation type thing. So, okay, sure, American Dad, yeah. It's a good show. Check it out. As far as music, now this is something that like, if you guys are still watching this, I'm going to kind of spoil you a little bit, because I know that these videos, they don't do like, I don't put them up to get views. I put them up for me and for you to have a conversation about things we like and things we experience, and for those things to kind of mesh every once in a while. So I'm never expecting these to get massive amounts of views, and that's why I always put them on my second channel as just sort of a throw up thing. I don't even edit these fuckers. I could say the F word all I want in these things, and I don't give a shit because they're not monetized either. So who gives a turd, right? I could show my ass right now. I don't care. I'm not gonna. You don't want to see it. But so as far as music this month, I kind of wanted to spoil you guys a little bit, and instead of showing you guys music that I have been discovering or listening to, I'm gonna show you guys some music that I have been working on myself, because truth be told, I actually haven't been listening to a lot of music this last month of February. I've been making a lot of music. So I basically wanted to show you guys just a couple of instrumentals that I've been messing around with, and these also, by the way, are in a channel in my Discord called the Treasure Cove. And I'm going to open up that channel to patrons and Twitch subs and the highest tier of earnable tiers pretty soon. So you guys will be able to like listen to it and all that shit. So what I wanted to show you guys though was a few instrumentals of stuff that I'm working on, and then also a kind of side project thing that I'm working on with Wheezy, Mr. Weezard. So let's start, I guess, with this one. So we got some nice, you know, some nice 80s fucking bop. I don't really know what it is, but there's that one. This one is a one that I was working on pretty recently. And I think someone told me, Dester, that sounds like a Christmas song, and it kind of ruined it for me, and now I don't want to do it. This is like a rap instrumental I was working on. So yeah, that one's cool. Ooh, this one's cool. This is a song that like I've always wanted to write lyrics for and stuff, but nothing ever sounds good to it. Let me turn this up. And then like the chorusy part is just super pretty. Hold on. This part. So yeah, I always really liked that song. I just never got anywhere with it. Here's another rap song that I called Cute Rap, rap instrumental. And the reason it's called Cute Rap is because I have a little sample of my voice for like the chorusy part, and it sounds super cute. Listen. The problem with me in making music is like I can't make things that aren't cute. They always have to be cute. Destry, stop. Let's see. I also got this one, which is more of like a pop song. And has probably my favorite bridge of any song that I've ever made. Let me show you that. Unless it doesn't want to load. Right here. Yeah, I always like, I want to make that into a song so bad, but I just never, like, my problem with me in making music is that I just never will write lyrics, or like melodies don't sound good whenever I write lyrics for something. I'm like, I don't think that fits. And so I end up just kind of scrapping the whole idea. Chief in point, this song. It's so groovy. Like, I love this, but I cannot write to it. It's weird. Oh, not to mention, there's this little ghost synth in here. Let me show you that. Oh yeah, right here. Right here. It sounds so cool. I also took a shot at making some funk music. So this is like a funk indie instrumental thing I made. Yes, so those are the instrumentals that I wanted to show off to you guys. I'm very proud of them. It's just like there's honestly, I showed you like 5 or 6 out of like 15 that like I've started and just never finished. And so that's kind of been my problem, is just not being able to finish these things, even if they sound fantastic. But one thing I did finish is a awesome side project I have with my good friend Pixelweezy. So we are doing an entire album of Banjo-Kazooie related rap. Now you might be looking at me and saying, Destry, that sounds cringe as all fuck. Well, it's not. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. My cringe meter is kind of broken. I don't really know what cringe is anymore. But we made, so far, we completed the level of Treasure Trove. So we have a rap about Treasure Trove.
Pulling up in the cove, just the same old shit. Bunch of crabs run around in a pirate ship. Not a pleasant place, or so I'm told.
So that is Mr. Wheezy on the vocals, and I did the lyrics for it, as well as the producing the music itself. And then we also did recently Bubble Gloop Swamp, and that one is Wheezy's favorite. I think I still like Treasure Trove more, but the vibe of this one is way different. I think you guys might like it.
What is that smell? The smell in the air is like poop. Cause now you're in Bubble Gloop. Where the ground is all sticky, this level is icky. Now let's fill you in on the scoop. Bottles is here just to lecture us. Watch your step here and treacherous. Find that you'll probably get lost in this bog. Made worse by the presence of poisonous frogs. Sauce balls bomb and they won't let you pass.
So yeah, it's definitely like, it's a groovy kind of rap song, right? So we're going to be doing pretty much a song for every single level in Banjo-Kazooie. I've, at this point, sort of hit a wall where, like, producing-wise, like, my brain is like, Destry, chill out. You've been making way too much music. Chill! So I'm taking sort of a sabbatical from producing any more music and writing, because that honestly took a lot out of me to do. Like, I think it might seem kind of like, not pretentious, but what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like, it might seem like Destry, all you're doing is writing fucking shit and sitting on a computer. Like, how is that hard? It's like, if you have a job or even like a side project where you have to be creative for extended periods of time, it can get really draining. And so that's what I mean. Like, this was back to back, us doing, like, me working on my music, then working on the Treasure Trove song, getting that completely done, then finishing Bubble Gloop and getting that entirely done too. So yes, I am excited about it though. I think that these are gonna be released very soon and people hopefully will like them. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not cringe. Okay, again, I don't really know. So this one's gonna be very short and sweet. As far as when it comes to games, and like games that I've played in this last month, there wasn't anything. I literally didn't play one game. I sat while I was trying to think about this list and like, okay, what was my favorite game that I played this month? I didn't play anything, which is kind of absurd. And I know that that's because I haven't streamed in a while, for one, but it's also like, even usually in my downtime, I'll be playing like Hearthstone or something, like just kind of get my brain going. But no, there hasn't even really been any of that. So I don't know, dude. I just have been slacking off in more ways than one in February. So no games to be told. But when it comes to food, this is a cool one. I wrote here in the little, like in my list, bro, I tried sushi for the first time. Yeah. I have never tried sushi. I mean, maybe I had like tried it before, but I didn't like, I kind of just like dismissed it after like trying a bite, maybe when I was like fucking 12 or 13 or something like that. I was like, wow, this tastes like shit. And then I just never tried it again. But the thing that anyone will ever try to tell you is like, bad sushi, very bad. Good sushi, very good. So like, you know, when it comes to like Mexican food, take for example, like you have bad Mexican food, you'll still fucking eat it. You have good Mexican food, yeah, awesome. But like the scale in which sushi is much different than like any other kind of Mexican or Italian food kind of thing. So like I tried what normal people like Wheezy and his wife and my mom will constitute as good sushi. And my conclusion is, I wish I had a drum roll. My conclusion is, I still don't really like it that much. It's bearable. Like, I'll eat it, but like, it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, like, let's go out to fucking sushi, dude. That sounds so good. I'm still not there. The best one that I tried was like fried, which like everyone says like, Dester, you should try the fresh stuff. I did try the fresh stuff. I just didn't like it. But the fried stuff, that was okay. That one was all right. But either way, yeah, I just guess I'm not part of your sushi club yet. All right, yeah. You can, yeah, in fact, in the comments, why don't you guys all slam me for my dislike of sushi? It's not even that I dislike it. I just haven't had really good, like, anything that has piqued my interest yet. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like I almost said Thai music. Thai food for me, for the longest time, was like something that I'm like, yeah, I don't really want it. And then like, you just have to have the right kind of Thai food, and then it just becomes like addicting, and you want to try everything that Thai food has to offer. So it might be something like that, where I just haven't found that one thing that sushi has to offer. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. But finally, on to the best thing for the month of February, and that was spending time with my mom and my girlfriend and my roommate / friend who just came back from visiting California. So spent a lot of time with them. I also spent time with my good friend Tay, and we did some Skyzone shit, which is a trampoline park. But when my mom was here, that was really fun because we went to an indoor skydiving place, which I had never done. And like it was a pretty fun experience because like my mom has done like actual skydiving before, but she was like terrified of doing I posted a picture on my Instagram of like just her face just like as like she was getting ready to do it. She was terrified. I was excited the whole time. Because it's like, it's not a heights thing, you know, you just go into like a tube and it's blowing a bunch of fucking air on you. So I was excited the whole time. And before I had even gotten in there, I'm like, I feel like I'll do pretty well at this. And the thing about it, like indoor skydiving, is it's still considered an extreme sport. So like we were under the impression that you would go into this, like you'd go into the tube and you would just be you floating around in there doing whatever the fuck you want. But we quickly realized that like if you were just there and you had no training whatsoever, you'd probably fucking die because you'd slam into a side of like a glass side, or it's very possible to actually hit the ground if you're angled correctly, you know. So like aerodynamics, you really have to learn aerodynamics. And there was also like there was a couple of like kids there that were like 5 or 6. And so just imagine a couple like 5, 6-year-olds just like floating about in this thing, just screaming. Like, ah! Yeah, that would be bad. So they do pair you with like an instructor. And the first time that you go in, you're just doing like chest floating, which sounds like, I don't know, it sounds disgusting. If I'm going to be honest here, chest floating, what the fuck? But yeah, you basically are just kind of like this way. Or like, you know, this way, and you're floating up in the air on your chest. And then if you go more, then they teach you like, you know, going on your back and even like doing kind of floats and dives and that kind of shit. So there were people there that were doing that, and it was really cool to watch them. But as for me, I just did like the chest floating thing. But I will tell you that the people there, the instructor was like, hey, you're very good. You instantly picked it up. And I'm like, hell yeah. And he was like, yeah, your balance is just impeccable. And I was like, hell yeah, bitch. I'm pretty sure the reason my balance is so good is because I skate rollerblade a lot, and you have to have a good balance for that. So yeah, it was nice to get that compliment though. I was like, yeah, all right. Because I was, you know, even going before then, like going into the place, I was like, I think I'll do pretty well at this. And so I was stoked that I was able to live up, I guess, to my own expectations. So yeah, that is going to do it for this monthly favorites video. As always, if you guys would like to As always, if you guys would like to leave your own monthly favorites video, no. Honestly, when I'm filming my own videos, like for YouTube, the outros are always the worst. Like, I always like fucking slip up and it's just awful. Okay, let's redo all of that. If you guys would like to leave your own monthly favorites, you can do that on the monthly favorites channel on my Discord, or if you would like to leave them in the comments of this video, I'll be looking through them and responding to as many of you guys as I can. So yes, that said, I hope you guys also had a fantastic February, and let's just not talk about the fact that there might be a third world war. Yeah, let's just gloss right over that. All right, cool. See you guys next month for more videos on my main channel, and also for another monthly favorites video. God, I cannot speak today on this channel. So I will see you then, and fair winds, guys.